Hello, beautiful, blessed people. How are you? Grand Rising from Washington. Hope all is well. If not, sending so much love your way. Happy Leo season. We are here. Happy Leo season. Happy Mercury trine Jupiter day. How are you all? You know my favorite question, how is your heart? How is your heart today? I hope it's exploding with goodness, with vitality, with love, because Leo rules the heart. And so the sun is giving a lot of vitality to our hearts. So hope all of your hearts are well. If not, sending so much love your way. But I am coming at you today with some insights and some things to come, which I'm super excited about. But I'll be mostly talking about Leo season. You know, I got to pull some cards. So pulling some cards for Leo season, as well as talk about some things that are going on in the Zen Wellness Space. So super excited to get into it. So let's get into it. Leo season, the sun just entered into the sign of Leo. Leo is a fixed fire, so fire sign, that fiery Leo. And to me, Leo is all about shining, courage to shine, the strength and vitality to shine and to get your message out there. Also when I think about Leo season in human design, I think about my G center. And our G center is our identity, the way that where we can look to see what direction to head into, our heart's direction, right? So I think in the human design graph, the G center is located right by the heart. So we can look to the G center and the gates within the G center. So those little numbers within the G center, right? We can look to the gate to see where we are most happiest. And I did some research and I looked at my own personal G center to say, okay, in this Leo season, what do I need to tap into? What does my heart need to tap into so that I can get the direction that I need during this season? And what can make me most happy? So I looked in my G center, and there are 3 gates that are highlighted and defined within my human design chart. And that's gate 10, gate 15, and gate 2. And it makes so much sense as to where my heart direction is going. So gate 10 is all about celebrating. I love to celebrate the small, the big, the little, minute, all the wins. I like to celebrate them and hype them up. And for anybody around me, even if it's a small win, I'm always trying to hype them up. So celebrating makes complete sense to me. Gate 15, which is all about experimenting. I love to experiment. 3-6, right? Human design profile. So that learning by doing and experimenting is really, really what I love to do, like tapping into human design. So if I hear that the G center is where you go to look to see where you're the most happiest, you can bet your ass that I'm going to be experimenting and looking and seeing how that shows up in my everyday life. And then gate 2, which is all about guiding and as a forever student and emerging into my role as a guide, as a teacher, this just feels in line, especially for the season. So look to your G center. Let me know below if there are any. And for me, my G center is defined. So it being defined means that I kind of have like a strong identity to my heart. It's not open, so I'm not receiving a lot of energy. I'm defined, so I'm kind of exuding that energy. That's how I interpret my own defined G center. So interpret it for yourself. I'm encouraging you to do that for yourself. And let me know. I would love to hear what can most make you happy during this time. And as you're playing with those energies during Leo season, activate those gates. See, as you're paying attention to them, see how they are kind of transforming and transpiring in your life now. So, like I said, Mercury is trining Jupiter today, so it is a beautiful day for me to kind of share what's going on again in the Zen Wellness Space, to share my message, to get my message out there. And y'all, a lot has been coming up, which I'm super excited to share. I'll go ahead and do that now. So we are wrapping up July. July is ending. I hope it was a good month for you. Gotten a lot of insights. We're just leaving Cancer season. So did a lot of values come up for you? Did maybe a lot of transformative energies with all the activity that Pluto was doing? Maybe some things came up with your home, with your mother. What came up during Cancer season? From everything that came up during Cancer season, how are you integrating that information in order to shine, right? In order to have the strength to shine. And for me, a lot of things that came up during Cancer season was around the collective, because for me, in my natal chart, Cancer rules my 11th house. So my 11th house is all about community, the collective. So really coming into what does it mean, again, the mama, Cancer mama, what does it mean to be the Zen Wellness mama? How do I really want to show up in this place from a grounded, to make it feel like home, not only for myself, to where I'm comfortable enough to shine, so that other fists feel comfortable enough to take a seat and enjoy the company of my house, or to enjoy my home and my motherly vibe, right? So I did a lot of digging in that as the transits and the aspects were coming up for me during Cancer season. And now that I've gotten the information that I need, y'all, I am ready to go. I am ready to go. And for me, so interesting, Leo is like the place where you shine, right? Let me pull up my notes here. Leo is all about letting yourself be seen and heard, shining bright, right? But for me, Leo rules my 12th house in my natal chart. So the 12th house is all about the unseen, the behind the scenes, the unconscious, the the spiritual world, the esoteric world, right? So when I think about what Leo season means for me, yes, it's about me shining and being seen and being heard, but also going into the depths and going behind the scenes and really integrating, because if you think about the 12th house, it's the last house on the zodiac wheel, right? So really gathering in all the information you've gained from the first house, second, third, fourth, fifth, etc. Really taking that information and going into the underworld, going behind the veil, really integrating the lessons that you've learned from the start, from the beginning, in the first house of self and identity, right? So now, as I am in Leo season, I am really, really, really going behind the scenes and seeing what that means to me. It also deals with spirituality. It also deals with past lives as well. So with Leo being the ruler of my 12th house, and that's how you shine, right? I've read that in a past life, I may have been like really well known around, I don't know, my space. And so like maybe some royalty within a past life. So that, I thought that was interesting. So really I'm digging into my past lives, digging into the unseen world, digging into the spiritual world. And it's been really, really, so far, it's been like a day, right? But let me tell you, it's coming in hot. It's coming in hot. It's coming in hot. And Leo season is all about celebrating yourself. So, what are some things that you've accomplished? Like, we're halfway through the year. Well, not halfway through the year. We're more than halfway through the year. We're coming to the end. Do you believe it? We're coming to the end of the year. So, what have you learned? What have you celebrated? Have you celebrated? You need to celebrate if you haven't. It's time. Time is now. Celebrate yourself. One practice that I did during the middle of the year in May was to take note of everything that I've accomplished, every thing that I've accomplished, and wrote those down in like a timeline. January 1st, this happened. January 5th, this happened. January 6th, this happened. And I got a chance to reflect back on that, right? So encouraging you to do that again. Or do that if you haven't. Or for me, I'm going to do that again. And, for me, it's an opportunity for me to celebrate. Again, for me to reflect on everything that's happened within all of the houses, and to celebrate myself within that. From what I have learned, I know that I have the power. I know that I can shine, right? So I have the proof. The proof is in the pudding of all the things that I've accomplished. So encouraging you to celebrate yourself. And with Leo ruling the heart, check in with your heart daily. The heart chakra is the color energy green, so inviting you to work with green. And just to think about it, yellow plus blue is green. So your girl is subconsciously embodying the hot chakra, which is cool. I love when that happens. And also something to note that the sun, right? The sun doesn't ask to burn bright. It just naturally shines, right? So don't ask permission while the sun is in Leo to burn bright. Just naturally do it. Just naturally do it when you can. Some other dates to note during Leo season. We have Lionsgate 8/8 coming up. We have the Sun enters Leo, which it already did yesterday. Mercury enters Virgo on August 4th. Venus into Leo, August 11th, and the full moon in Aquarius, and Mars enters Gemini on August 20th. So, great energies to work with, or things to note during the month of August. And with that being said, we have a Mercury entering into Virgo, the Lion's Gate coming up, full moon in Aquarius, Mars enters Gemini. For me, this is a great time for me. Y'all. So many things have been behind the veil that I'm ready to release out into the world. And per divine timing, per usual, spirit really, really, really works. And in August, during all of this beautiful, beautiful transits in the sky, I will be finally, while we are in Leo season, I will be shining bright and finally coming out with a wellness course that I've sat on for 2 years, y'all. 2 years I've been working on this wellness course, but I really do feel like it's time to let that baby go, birth that baby out in the world. So save the date for Monday, August 22nd. I will be hosting a workshop all about connecting with the 8 dimensions of wellness intuitively connecting to the 8 dimensions of wellness. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. More information will be released in the very near future. And I'm doing this as part of a partnership with Acknowledge Wellness LLC. My dear friend Carolyn has asked me to be her monthly spotlight, and I will be her monthly spotlight for August. So as part of the monthly spotlight, we will be offering a workshop as well as another tea and tarot and some IG lives. So stay tuned to Acknowledge Wellness. I'll make sure that I link her information below, as well as stay tuned for August 22nd. Bookmark it. I believe 4 p.m. Pacific time, 4, 5, 6, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So save the date. Okay, more info to come, save the date. But I'm super excited about this course. Like I said, I've been sitting on this baby, been incubating in my sacral for a while now, and I feel like it's ready to come out. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for that. And let's see, is there anything else that I want to share with you all? I think that's it. Shared about the G Center. Yeah, I think that's it. Let's pull some cards. You know, I can tend to be long-winded. I look back at my videos, I'm like, girl, you talk. But there's some good stuff that be in it. So that's why I always like to, I try to do these on IG Live, but I try to post these on YouTube as well, so that there are timestamps associated with them, and you can go back and really tap in my Virgo side to the timestamp that resonates with you if you don't really want to dive into the whole Gemini, Mercury ruled, wordy vibe of everything that I'm saying. So for Leo season, let's get some cards, shall we? And I've already blessed the deck to get the general energy for us in this Leo season. I am using my Mother Tarot deck. I will link the deck below if you're watching on YouTube, or you can click the link below, and if you're watching on IG, I will try to mention it below if I remember. I love this deck, and I use this deck when I am feeling creative. I use this a lot in my work. If I'm writing a newsletter, I like to pull this card. If I am a pull from this deck, if I just need some creative energy, some creative insights, I feel like I need to birth something into the world, I use my Mother Tarot deck. I love this deck. So I thought that this would be a great deck to pull from, to get the energy that Leo season has for us. And I see 3 cards right here, so we'll go ahead and go with those. Ooh, interesting. Okay. So the 3 cards that popped up, I did 3 cards, and in the center of the reading is the 8 of Swords. The 8 of Swords. So in this 8 of Swords, you see a woman kind of surrounded by 8 swords. And to me, in the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot deck, the 8 of Swords, she's trapped. She's trapped and surrounded by 8 swords. She's blindfolded, and it signals to me it's all about our thoughts and outside conditioning and the thoughts of others that are keeping us trapped and keeping us blinded to our full potential. So in this particular 8 of Swords, the swords are on the ground. They're burning. They're surrounded by flames, it looks like. And to me, the flames are coming out of cracks. So they're coming out of cracks. So it's really signaling to me during this Leo season that Leo season is really kind of like cracking our foundation to seeing what are ways that we can burst and have bursts of flames and inspiration to kind of dismantle and melt those swords, right? Melting those swords into gold. This to me looks like gold, right? On the bottom. So really the flames and the spark of Leo season is here to melt those swords and melt and transmute maybe the outside thinking and the outside conditioning and the damning of our own mind into golds of prosperity, so that we can step on the golden path towards our direction, towards our future, towards an aligned future where we are happy, where we are well nourished. You could see a river there. You can see she's looking at a mirror, and the mirror is surrounded by eyes. The mirror is surrounded by eyes. So really allowing us to take off that blindfold, to step into the new direction, and to see ourselves in a new light. allowing us to open that third eye. So that's kind of like the present energy during this time, is allowing ourselves to see ourselves in a new light, allowing the fire from Leo season to burn those swords of outside conditioning, what our family thinks, what our friends think, what we might tell ourselves. We're burning that shit down, right? We're melting those swords into gold so that we can step into our aligned destiny and we could see ourselves reflected there. And then in the past, I see 10 of Wands. And this 10 of Wands is telling me that we're carrying a lot. In the past, we carried a lot has come up, and we felt like the world is on our shoulders, the world is on our back, and we're just trying to get through this journey, trying to live this life, but the world is crumbling. We feel like, how do we do this? Like, right? How do we go about and live through that G-centered, happy, heart-directed side when so much is going on around us? There's so much turmoil in the world, so much turmoil in the earth. How could we possibly head towards that direction? We can. Leo gives us strength, right? When I think of Leo, I think of the strength card in the Rider-Waite's tarot deck. And the strength card, she is really taming a lion, really loving up on that lion, and that really shows me the inner strength that we have. So pulling in that inner strength, taking the lessons, the number 10 is all about, is like the completion, all the lessons that we've learned in this past year, in all of the destruction and horribleness that is happening in the world right now, in all of the struggles that we're bearing on our back. What are the lessons that we can learn from that? What is incubating? You see this little baby here? What is incubating that we can birth into this world? Maybe she's went to the ocean, and she went to the depths of the ocean to tap into those emotions, to see what she needed to bring out. And from going into those depths of the ocean, from Cancer season, right? From what might have come up from Cancer season, she's coming out. I'm like, oof. Whew, that's a lot. I got a lot on my shoulders, but I got the strength in me. I'm going to head towards the path, head towards the new direction, and the new path that's set out for me. I know that I can do it, right? The 10, again, the energy of 1 and 0. So the energy of 1 is that direction, that self. Like, I know I need to do this. And 0 is like infinite possibilities. So with the infinite possibilities of what comes up, we're getting some direction, right? We're getting some direction. And in the future, I see the 6 of Swords. And let me just sit with this card a little bit. The 6 of Swords. Again, we have Swords energy. Swords energy is air, represents air. So that intellect, that thought, that mind. And 6 represents the energy of kind of harmony, right? I like to think of 6 as like harmony. So when we think about the 6 of Swords, okay. So 6 of Swords. So in the future, or coming into Leo season, there's a path that is set for us, right? There's a path ahead of us. We will see a lot of things on this path as we head towards this path of Leo season. A lot of different things. There's trash, there's treasure, there's a windy road, there's hills, there's mountain, there's a sun, there's snakes, there's transformation, there's a blessing. So from all that is coming up in this windy path of Leo season, what information are you taking with you as you head towards your destiny, as you head towards your heart-centered direction? What are you taking and what are you leaving behind? So that's the energy that I'm really getting with the 6 of Swords. I don't know. I feel called to shuffle a little bit more around that energy. Spirit, can I have some clarity around the Six of Swords as we're heading towards this path. Temperance, yeah, balance. Queen of Cups, okay. Ten of Swords, the Wheel, and Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so as we are heading down this path of Leo season, Temperance is popping up to really show and saying to balance that that underworld and our physical world, right? So a lot of things are going to come up during this Leo season for us, and Spirit's really asking us to balance those emotions, balance the heart-centered emotions, and also balance some of those emotions that make us feel murky and make us feel sticky. Go into the underworld. We need to balance shining as well as balancing going into the underworlds, into the depths. Is the energy that I'm getting. And the Queen of Cups is really telling me to kind of master those emotions, right? You see the globe here. Really take stock and look at what's going on in our world. What's happening in our world. We have some tough transits coming up. I think August 1st is going to be a really difficult transit. So with everything that's coming up, you being the queen and you owning your emotions, right? How are you sitting with that? What's burning inside of you after you sit with that, right? Yeah. Okay. That's the energy, the general energy. And Spirit, please give us some oracle messages. Ooh, one just definitely popped up. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah. Okay, so just one card came up, and the number is 30. So again, 3, when I think of the number 3, I think of creation. So creating something, two things coming together, collaborating to birth something out into the world. So Spirit's really asking us and showing up is the Pine Spirit purification. So Spirit's really asking us to purify ourselves during this time. And what I'm getting is to really purify our minds, cleanse our minds, and so that we are able to create the new world that we want to see. The new world that we want to see. The world popped up also when I was getting clarification on the direction for us this season. The world is all about completion of the fool's journey. He started as the fool, the 3-0, right? He started as the fool in the beginning of his journey, not sure where it's going to lead him, not sure what's going to happen in the journey, just ready to take that leap of faith, And at the end of his journey, he's seen the power he has as the magician. He's seen and listened to his intuition as the high priestess. You know, he's coming to the foundation as the emperor, creation, the life that he needs, luxury as the empress. All of that, right? The tower moments, chariot moments, the strength moments, all of that. At the end of the journey is the world. It's the time for us to get back in, because we know the world is nothing but cycles, right? Where there's an end, there's a beginning. Where there's a beginning, there's an end. So the world, you could kind of see like a little merman here. At the end of the journey, he's like, free. I'm going back into the ocean, free, ready to start a new cycle within the ocean. So he's no longer on the cliff. He's in the ocean right now. So you're in the ocean, really having that freedom to really integrate everything that's been coming up. And with your heart driven, your heart centered, having the courage, the Leo courage, right? To go into the depths of the ocean and to see what's there. So purification. So purifying your mind, the purification spirit is here. The pine spirit is here for purification. And she's a beautiful fairy. Beautiful, beautiful black fairy. Love to see it. So let's see what this says for us. I'll read this. The pine spirit purification. A soft layer of snow has surrounded the pines of the sacred forest. You can sense a formidable life force surging through each tree. Even in the deepest of the winter, you brush up against the branch, and the snow is soft and falls into the forest. With simply the lightest of touch, the pine needle, you can feel your entire energy field being purified. Your energy field is being cleansed of all that you don't need. Traditionally, pine branches have been used in cleansing ceremonies because of its ancient people reserved their purific qualities. The essence oil of pine is an antibiotic and an antiseptic as well, which is used for protecting people in harmful bacteria. The card's appearance is a message to release what doesn't serve and support or empower you. Let go of anything that doesn't feel dull. Let go of anything that feels dull and murky in your life. Cleanse your body and your environment by doing a cleansing space and clutter clearing. When your auric field is cluttered, the energy is dingy and you can't see the world clearly, and you will have trouble hearing the messages from spirit. The time has come up to lighten up, to eat lively before shining vibrant and the new cycle can begin. Wow. It's essential to let go of the old. Wow. The brilliance that pours through you can shine throughout your life and is also here to help many people. But first, the path has to be made clear. The spirit of the pine says, let go of the old, discard the unused, purify and cleanse, clutter clear your home, your body, your life. Relieve whatever doesn't serve or support you. Take time for total purification. Only you feel brighter and also be clear channel for your light. Wow. So, Spirit is really asking us, in order to break free from the traps of the Eight of Swords bondage, right? To really clear our space. And I'm getting clear not only with air, I'm getting clear with all of the elements. Let me give you some example. So a way that I would clear with air, smoke. Burning, Paleo Santo, burning. I love to work with the energy of rosemary. Excuse me. Rosemary is one of my favorite herbs to burn. So I cleanse my space with rosemary smoke. So smoke is a way. Pine is also a beautiful way. I might be making a pine essence really soon. I have tons of pine trees around me. Maybe using a pine cone, I'll make a pine essence to really invoke that essence of a pure, pure mind, pure space, pure path. So that's an element of earth. So using the element of earth of a pine to, and that's actually the element of earth and water, right? Using the element of earth, the pine, in an essence of water. If I think about the energy of water, oh my gosh, I cleanse myself. I have to cleanse myself weekly in the ocean, getting into a body of water, in a lake, in a bath, and whatever you can to purify yourself. Did I mention all of them? Earth, air, water, and in your space, right? We think about the four elements, but I like to bring in the fifth element of the ethers of space. So cleanse your space, clear your space, declutter, cleanse, all of that. And at the bottom of the deck was the Wizard of the Woods asking us to focus. So as we cleanse and as we clear, we're focusing with intention, right? To clear our path, to clear our mind, to clear our body, to clear our soul, to clear our spirit, so that we are able to really take in and receive the messages from Spirit. It's time to receive the vitality, to receive the strength, to receive the courage, to receive the ability to be seen and heard that Leo season really wants us to do. And before I leave you, let's just get one archetype to leave you with this Leo season. Ooh, I don't think I've seen this one before, and I'm here for it. Oh, look, I do have two. I have two. Okay, but I'll just do one. The riddle. Let's see what this is all about the riddle. The riddle. Okay, 171 is the page number. So if those numbers resonate with you, 171. So 171, 7, 8, 9. So that's the energy of 9. I know for me, I'm a 9 life path. So that definitely resonates for me. So the archetype to think about this Leo season, the riddle, the puzzle, the question, the mystery. When the riddle is present, one must stop searching for the right answer. It cannot be found in the ultimately, it is not important. Rather, there must be a shift from the literal to the metaphorical, from logic to the mystic. You are thinking too small and literally about the situation. The riddle card appears when the energy is deep and mysterious. It is like the inclusive wisdom of the Zen. Focusing harder won't do it. Neither will it increase your effort. Time, surrender, and humor are your only allies when it feels like the most pressing dilemma won't reveal its deeper wisdom for a long time. Eventually, you'll learn profound lessons from the riddle. For now, get comfortable with the limitations of your intellect and the reality of not knowing. It may, in fact, be the only reality there is. Oh, I love that. I love that. When in light, a great awakening, an aha moment. When in dark, manipulation, deceit, and trickery. To go a little bit deeper into the riddle. Why do I want to say the riddler? Practice the Buddhist I know mind. I will be doing that this Leo season. I will be practicing the Buddhist I know mind. Who am I? The only way to work with the riddle is to successfully not to work with it. That's hard to tell a Virgo. Okay? What do you mean? There's work. I want homework. What do you mean? Ponder these coins. The coins that lost in the river is found in the river. If you meet Buddha, kill Buddha. Interesting. So I know that's a word for me. Okay. Try not to really think about everything. And that showed up in the reading, right? To not think, to not let our mind really take us over so that we aren't able to see ourselves, the true self, so that we are able to shine. Really melt those swords and turn them into gold. Really just be in the unknown, right? In the mysterious, in the mystic. I love that. And that's really what my Leo in the 12th house is telling me, to really go into the depths of the unknown and travel there to this new world that I'm creating for myself. So again, this new world, this new space, your Zen Wellness Mama, August is going to be a big month for me, not only behind the scenes and in the mystical world. I'm doing a lot of things, a lot of transformation is happening for me spiritually. But the way that I'm shining bright will be in collaboration with Acknowledged Wellness and our monthly spotlight. So if you want to check that out, August 22nd, I will be doing my connecting with wellness and connecting with the 8 dimensions of wellness intuitively workshop. So if you want to check that out, be sure to head to my website, ZenWellnessSpace.com, where information will be coming out shortly, or Acknowledge Wellness, as I will be her monthly spotlight. Sending you all so much love while I go and purify. Okay, I'm not only going to purify my aura right now, but I'm going to be purifying my space because I need to receive all the messages that Spirit has for me in this season. So remember to purify, remember to melt those thoughts into gold. It's going to be a lot this Leo season, right? But we got the strength, we got the vitality. Take what resonates, leave behind what doesn't, and sending so much love to you all.